So I decided for the last month that I was going to watch over 200 dropshipping videos on YouTube by the leading experts in the space. And there's two reasons why I wanted to do this. Number one, I wanted to take a brand new dropshipping store to 5 figures, 6 figures, and even if possible, 7 figures. And the second reason why I wanted to do this was because I wanted to gather the most recent information about dropshipping, all the tricks and tips, and give it to you guys. Because I believe that for beginners, they get overwhelmed when they start dropshipping because they get information overloaded. So my goal was to condense all the information that I've learned recently and to show you guys step by step how you can start a profitable and successful Shopify dropshipping store right now. Now, what I've also done, guys, is I've created a Google Doc sheet that's going to contain all the advice that I'm about to tell you in written format with all the relevant links, and that is around about a 39-page Google Doc. So make sure we hit 1,000 likes and I'll leave it in the pinned comment. Now, after watching over 200 dropshipping videos in the last month, dropshipping success comes down to 4 main characteristics. Number one is a winning product and how you identify a winning product. The second characteristic is website conversion and website tricks. Now, the third characteristic is creating viral, engaging, and addicting video ads. And this is probably the most important part of the process. And the fourth thing is advertising correctly and managing your risk. Now I'm about to explain your product criteria. Your product should meet some of these criteria, if not all of them, to increase the chances of it being a winning product. How's your product got demand on the Facebook ad library in the last 30 days, and how dramatic is it? Number two, is there any events or any seasons that are coming up that will directly correlate with the demand of your product? Now, the most common ones are Christmas, Halloween. These are the ones that people use to enhance their sales with their products. Number three, you need to have a good profit margin of at least $35, meaning that once you buy the product, let's say for example it costs $5 for you to buy it and ship it, you now need to make an extra $35 on top of that. That would mean that you need to sell your product for $39.99. Now, the first method is going to be completely free, and it's going to be the ad library method. Now, the ad library is a tool from Facebook where it lets you search on their catalog of all the ads that are currently running on their platform. So once you go to the ad library, you want to search by all countries, filter it by English, and then you want to also filter it by active ads. Then you want to go to the search bar and you want to type in a certain amount of keywords, and you can type in things like 40% off, 50% off, limited stock, sale ending soon. All of these different keywords are then going to pull up ads that are going to be ran by either e-commerce brands or drop shippers. Now, it doesn't matter if they're e-commerce brands or drop shippers, because with e-commerce brands, you can find a drop shipping alternative to those products. As long as you're finding products online that are being sold physically, that's completely fine. Now, in that sheet that I mentioned at the start of the video, I will leave a list of 30 keywords you can add to the ad library search to find relevant ads on the ad library. Now, once those ads are coming up, there's a few things that you want to think about. Number one, is there anything coming up right now that one of these products could fit into, whether it be an election, whether it be Christmas, whether it be some form of event? Now, you also want to scroll through the ad library with your own engagement in mind, meaning that when you look through these videos, which one grabs your attention? Now, whichever one grabs your attention the most for the first 5 to 10 seconds, they've created what we call a good hook in an ad that's now got your attention to want to watch more. So when you're looking through the ad library, it's your job to think from a consumer's point of view, which one would grab your attention the most? Now, what a lot of the biggest YouTubers in this space do is they create a Google Doc sheet where it has the ad library link to the product, and they also have a column saying active ads. Now, what they do is they track how many active ads those pages are running. Now, active ad just basically means how many videos are they releasing on their Facebook ad account. Now, of course, if the number is greater and it carries on getting greater, that means that they're scaling. It's going to be hard for you to compete with these guys because they're already established, they've already got money, and you're a beginner. So it's your goal to try and not to compete with them. It's your goal to find gaps in the market where you can now sell in that they're not selling in, which will make your life easier. Now, that's the most popular free method to finding winning products. Now, a few alternative great free methods that you can use is what I call the database method. Finding valid databases where you can scroll through those databases and find products that have already got demand. Now, a few examples of those valid databases is by going on to Walmart, filtering it by sold only online. And now Walmart is one of the biggest dropshippers as well. they're also selling products on their own online store that they don't sell in the stores because they only sell it online because they're getting it from middlemen suppliers, meaning that they don't actually have it in their inventory. You can also go onto eBay watch count, which allows you to look at the most watched items on eBay, and most of them in the baby section, toy section, beauty section are all drop shipping products. You can use a Chrome extension called Reverse Image Search by AliExpress, which will allow you to right click on the image and figure out if it's being sold on a drop shipping supplier website like AliExpress. And again, that's completely free to use. Now let's talk about the most popular paid method to finding winning products, and it is still the most efficient and powerful way. Now, the method that every YouTuber is recommending and uses is an ad spy tool. Now, if you don't know what an ad spy tool is, it's basically the ad library on steroids. These softwares are designed to help you filter and find more ads on the ad library that are more filtered to just winning products. So by going onto one of these ad spy tools, you don't need to type anything in. It's just going to show you loads of winning viral videos for e-commerce and dropshipping stores natively. Now, some of the most popular ad spy tools out there are Peakster, which is my own ad spy tool. You've got Winning Hunter. You've even got one I think called Ad Spy. So there's loads of them out there. You've just got to use whichever one that you prefer or whichever one's more affordable for you. Now, with product research out of the way, we now need to move on to the second criteria of success within dropshipping, which is building a store that converts and it gets the consumer to want to buy your product. Now, as you build these Shopify dropshipping stores, these experts recommend that you do a niche branded store. Let's say, for example, you're in the dogs niche, you're selling anything dog related, but you're making it look branded, not cheap, not cheesy. You're making it look like they're actually going to a big, legitimate company. Now, to emphasize my point and also the point of those other 200 videos that I watched about dropshipping on how to build the right store, I'm going to show you two examples, and they're both my own examples. Now, the first one here is the titangrips.com. You guys can go to the store and you can see here I'm selling a dropshipping hand grip to build your wrists and to also build your forearms. And you can see that the product imagery is all high definition. Now, I took the imagery from my supplier on AliExpress, but I used AI tools to enhance them by increasing the quality of the images. I used two apps. One was AI, which was Canva, to enhance the quality to make them look more HD. And number two, I used a company called Photo Room, which is an AI background remover, so you can change the background and to give these photos some really nice looking backgrounds than the boring white ones that you get from your dropshipping supplier. Now, if we look at the name of the product, it says From Boys to Men Forearm Builder. Now, this is actually some dark humor that I used for this store that worked. Now, remember about criteria one, which is winning products. It's all about finding a gap in the market. Now, all of my competitors for this product were advertising it as just the forearm builder, and they were going for the professional advertisement. Do you want to build your forearms, etc., etc. Now, I went for a dark humor ad and website where I said From Boys to Men Forearm Builder. And you can see here it says grip strength of a gorilla, unleash your inner athlete, injury, what is that? And then you can see the bundles. Now, bundles are absolutely important to build your average order value. Now, what most people do is they say buy one, get one for free, buy two, get one for free, or whatever. You can see mine says Lone Wolf, Gym Buddy, and Gym Squad. I've not been boring and just put buy one, get one for free. I've actually tried to tap into the wording and the language that people would use for the people that I'm targeting. Then I put a video that says, hear what the ladies really want. So I used AI to make a video and I gave it a script, and I'll be teaching you this in the next criteria on basically saying women want men with nice forearms. Now, I got this video because I knew if men were to watch this, it would make them want to buy the product more because they want to be validated by women. So again, it's about thinking about my target audience market in mind. Then I've used AI to make some nice Giphies. I've gone over the product again. I'm using my dark humor. Then I'm using others versus me. So I'm comparing the other people selling my product to what I offer. Then I'm going over how to join the brotherhood. I'm showing lifestyle images, which means people using the actual product themselves. Then I'm going over more benefits like before and after. And I created this using AI, by the way, guys. Then I've got my FAQ section. Then I've got customer reviews. Now the next store that I want to show you is the mag holder store. Now the theme that I'm using for all of these stores is the Shrine theme. Now you don't need to be using this theme. It is recommended, but it is a paid theme. Now if you want a really good free theme, then I've got the ECOM King theme, which is completely free. It's very similar to this, but it's downscaled slightly. But if you've got the money, then the Shrine theme is the one that all of the YouTubers are currently using. Now you can see in my product imagery, it says hot product, low stock. So I actually added that text with Canva. Again, don't just make your images boring and the ones that your supplier gives you. Add text to them, add logos, add call to actions, add stuff to those images. Then you can see here, again, I've gone over the bundle and save, but if you look at bundle 2, it says here, buy 2 free microfiber cloth with it. Now this is where most beginners go wrong. They don't add any gifts or any reason for somebody to want to add more to their bag. Now, if you give away a free gift, for this example, it's a microfiber cloth, then you're gonna wanna make people wanna buy from you because they get something for free. By adding a low ticket free gift on your store is a massive game changer, because then you can also correlate that into your ad, and I'll speak about that in the next few moments. Then you can see here, it says join 1,000 happy customers. That way you're making them feel like they should become a part of the experience. Then again, experiencing ours versus the others. More images of the product. Again, these are high quality, professional looking images that you can all make on Canva very easily. Now, this store is very simple and very easy just by looking at it. But the point that I'm trying to make, guys, is it's clean and it doesn't just look like one of those scammy drop shipping stores. Now, the other point that I want to make is you can have the best theme in the world, for example, the Shrine theme, but then if you add the worst content to it, then it's going to look terrible. Now, an example of this is you can have the best house in the world, but as soon as you walk into that house, if it's a mess, it's still going to be a horrible house. So it doesn't matter how the outside looks, it's about how the inside looks, and it's all dependent on what you do with it. So if you're using generic content, you're going to ruin that beautiful theme that you just got. Now, if you want to make sure that your store is good enough, just ask a family member or a friend, would you buy from this store? Or let me have your thoughts on this store, and see what they think. If they say, yeah, it looks nice, it looks professional, then you've done the right job. Or if you're good enough, look at your store yourself and ask yourself, would you buy from this store? Does it give you the trust factor, and does it give you the experience of uniqueness? So guys, before we move into the next part of today's video, I want to give a massive shout out to today's sponsor, which is Zendrop. Now, Zendrop is the supplier that I use for all of my brand new dropshipping stores, and I even use them for some of my stores that I'm scaling with. Now, once you've created an account with Zendrop, and by the way, they do have a plan that's completely free to use as a beginner. Now, if you're looking to go for their plus plan, make sure you use my link in the description, because you're going to get $200 in credits and a 51% discount. Now, the plus plan is for those that are looking to sell more than 10 products a month. So I'd say that most of you guys should be going for the plus plan, because it's only going to be $39 a month, and your first $200 worth of orders will get fulfilled for free. So if you work out the math, you're getting like 4 months for free. But let's get back into what makes Zendrop so amazing. So you can find products. If you go to find products, you can see all the products that are being fulfilled through Zendrop suppliers. And in the top right, you can see it says ships from the US or China. So you can choose the category. You can even choose one of the suppliers that Zendrop has partnered with, or Zendrop fulfillment, which means they're coming out of the own Zendrop warehouses. And all of these other companies are companies that Zendrop has built a relationship with to ensure the best quality service and products. And let's say, for example, I filter it by Zendrop fulfillment and I scroll down. Now, this is a winning product that everyone knows about. Let's say I want to sell these acupuncture sandals. I just click on the listing and it's going to show me all the variants that they offer, the product price, and the shipping cost. Now, something that I do want to say to you guys is the product costs and the shipping costs tend to be a little bit higher than AliExpress. But with that being said, you're going to get faster shipping. Look at this. The average shipping time for this product is 11 days instead of 30 days on AliExpress. Not just that, you're actually going to get a quality refund policy with Zendrop. They are going to be accountable if the product isn't good. So if the product arrives at your customer broken or damaged or doesn't meet description, you will get a refund, no problem. The issue with other suppliers are they will not give you a refund. Another benefit of Zendrop is they all speak English. They're not based in China, they're based in the West. So they all speak English and understand the language. So they understand if you have issues with any of the products or if you have any inquiries. Now, they offer you to order a sample order at a discount. So if you click sample order, you can get a product to your house if you want to record UGC content. or you can add the product to your store. And they also have sizing charts, and the sizing charts that they offer tend to be a lot more accurate than the ones AliExpress give you. If you want to connect your store to Zendrop, you can see here it says connect my store, and all you need to do is add Zendrop app to your Shopify store and then authorize it once you've done that here, and it will connect it to Zendrop. Now, if your product isn't already on the Zendrop platform and you want to import it from AliExpress, click AliExpress import. Now, all you have to do is download the Chrome extension, and it will actually help you source the product. So it'll add it to the sourcing list, and then Zendrop will get back to you with a shipping time and a price if they want to source it for you. Now, another great thing that I love about Zendrop is branding. You can actually turn branding on at the start. So you can see here, turn branding on, and I can add my logo, the title, the message, and this will be a card and a message card in the package. So when they receive the product, they're actually going to get a card and a message from us as the drop shipper. Now, you can also do bundles and boxes through Zendrop themselves. So if you want to increase your average order value, they'll allow you to do it. And through Zendrop, it means that the customer is going to receive the same order instead of receiving 2 different products at 2 different times. And that's the benefit of using Zendrop bundle and boxes. Now, to summarize this very quickly, guys, the benefits of Zendrop is they are a Western company, so you don't have to worry about language. They have very fast shipping times and quality checking, and they're also very accountable if things go wrong. Unlike Chinese suppliers directly, they will never show accountability. So these are all the pro things of Zendrop, and they also have automatic fulfillment. So instead of you manually clicking buttons, they will autofill all the products for you. So there are a lot of benefits to using Zendrop. Now, if you go to your plans, you can see what the free plan offers, and you can also see what the paid plans offers. So if you want Zendrop Plus, guys, make sure you use my link in the description, as you will get a nice discount and $200 in order credits. So the third criteria on building a successful and profitable dropshipping business based on my experience and the last month of me watching over 200 dropshipping videos by the leading experts is having viral, engaging, addictive videos. Now, this is actually the most important part of the whole process based on my opinion and the other experts. Now, for the last 1 to 2 years, creating successful video ads has been the leading indicator to your success as a dropshipper. Now, we are living in a world where attention keeps going away. People do not watch videos for that long. They used to be 10 seconds. Now they're not even 3 seconds. Now, back in my days of dropshipping, back in 2017, I remember my mentor saying to me, as long as somebody watches your video for at least 15 seconds, you've done well. Now, in today's verdict, it's if somebody watches the first 5 seconds, you've done well. The point that I'm trying to make, guys, is people's attention span has dropped significantly. Now, your job is to fight for their attention, which means you need to know what will grab their attention, which is called the hook or the hook rate, which means the first 5 seconds of your video must capture the attention of the viewer. If you fail to grab their attention in the first 5 seconds, they are not going to bother with the rest of the video or enough of the video for them to want to then go to your website. Now, this is where it's your job to study what are the current successful hooks in the market for your product. So this goes back to going onto TikTok, searching for your product on TikTok, seeing what the organic videos are doing based on views. You want to look for the videos with the most views, 2 million, 5 million, 8 million, 200 million, whatever it is, and you want to study those videos. What did they do in those first 5 seconds? What did they say? What did they show? What was the voiceover? What was the background? Who was the person? And you want to examine all of those things. Now, it's your job to recreate, if not make that better. But it's also your job to test different hooks. You don't want to just go for one hook. You want to test between 5 and 10 different hooks to see which one will then convert the best. Now, you can technically make the same dropshipping video ad for all your videos as long as you just change the first 5 seconds of each video. That's typically what I do and all the other experts in the industry do. And again, it's your job to study what made those first 5 seconds good for other people. Now, I'm going to put some examples on the screen of some of the best e-com or dropshipping video ad hooks that have been in the whole of the industry space, just so you guys get an idea of why they're so good and how you can replicate them and how it can get your brain to start thinking outside of the box. So now you guys have witnessed and seen some of the most successful hooks in the industry. That's what you've got to compete with, and that's how you got to get better. Now, in terms of actually making the video ad, you're going to be editing it on CapCut for completely free. Now, in terms of actually creating the content, you can use AI avatars now to actually read what you want them to say. So you can give them a script to say and they will say it. But your goal is to use really good B-roll, which is basically what's being shown over their voiceover in the video. Now, you can either get that by shipping the product to your house and shooting the B-roll for yourself, or you can send it to somebody to do for you. You explain what scenes and what shots you want done, they recreate it. Or if you've got a successful video from a competitor, you can just say, recreate this in your own style. Again, whoever you're sending this product to, make sure they know what they're doing. They've got some experience with success creating TikTok videos. Now, to find really good people to send the product to create content for you, you can use a company called Collabstar. It's completely free to use, and you can filter it by TikTok, then niche, and whichever niche the product is in, you find the creator there. You can see how much they're going to charge you, what videos they've done, and then you can send the product to them and they'll create the content for you. Now, the biggest thing that everyone talks about is, can I reuse other people's content? You can do it and you can get away with it. But number two, it's just not ethical, and you're just going to end up making the platform more saturated for you and the other person. And long term, it's not great for your accounts because they can get banned. They can also get restrictions because these platforms are smarter now and they know if you're copying people's content. And it's also not hard for the person to shut down your ad if they file a complaint. So it's just not worth the risk. And if you want to be the best dropshipper in the world, then the key for you guys is to become the best people at creating content for your product. And the only way you're going to do that is by creating custom content yourself. And again, whether you shoot it yourself, whether you advise somebody how to shoot it for you from finding them on Collabstar. Again, CapCut's what you're going to be using to edit these videos. But the good news is it's never been easier or cheaper or even completely free today to create videos. Back in my day when I started dropshipping, that was the most expensive part, which was getting video ads made. Today, you can get them done for free using AI, or you can get them done very, very cheap. Smartphone cameras have got so good now that you don't even need a professional camera to create content. Now, the last thing that I want to mention about video ads is you want to reference the language that you used on your website, whether it be a marketing angle, like for example, I use dark humor in mine, and you want to reference that into the actual video. You want to make sure that the language matches your website, because if somebody watches your video, then goes to your website, but then they're like, oh, this language or the way they're speaking or the way they're trying to sell it to me doesn't match the same way in the video, you're going to scare them and they're going to go away. Again, if you've got a buy one, get something for free offer on your website, mention that in the ad at the end, at the call to action, which is the end of the ad, the last 5 seconds. You can say, buy this product now, we're giving away a free gift, stock is limited, it's ending soon. You want to mention the offer at the end of the video, which is the call to action. Most people just do shop now, 20% off. That's okay, but if you say shop now, we're giving away a free product, stock is running out, claim yours now, it's a lot more aggressive and they're gonna wanna buy it. Now, I really can't emphasize before I move on to the next stage, guys, how important your video ads are. This is the make or break to your success. If they are not good, you will not see success. Now, how you can tell if your videos are good is if your hook rate on your ads. Hook rate is a custom column on Facebook and on TikTok that I'll give you guys the column set up for in the cheat sheet. If your hook rate is terrible, if your video view watch time is terrible, if your CTR is terrible, then your ad is terrible. It just shows those 3 metrics. Just only those 3 metrics will tell you if you've won or if you've lost on creating a good video. And you can figure that out after just 1 day of your ads being ran. Now that moves me on to the 4th most important criteria, which is your advertisements. Where do you advertise the product? Is it Facebook? Is it TikTok? Where do I do it and how do I do it?
If you're watching this and you don't want to create your ads yourself, then you can check out a service like Viral ECOM Ads. They offer an AI UGC Facebook video ad service. And you can see here, you can choose how many videos you want. You can also choose if you want the video in different resizing. You can also choose what voiceover you want. And you can see it takes between 1 and 3 days. It's proven to convert. And I've been working with Viral ECOM Ads now since 2019. And they have a great service. And they also show you some examples of what these videos look like. Now, there should only be 2 reasons for using a service like this. And number 1 is if you're not confident in your own ability to create the video that's compelling enough to get people to watch the video as an ad. And number two, if you're scaling aggressively and you haven't got time to make videos. And number two is if you're scaling aggressively and you're trying to run 10 video creatives a week, obviously doing that yourself would be very intense, so you would need to outsource it. So those are the two reasons why I'd use a service like this. Now, if you're going to be using it long term, I definitely recommend their VIP program because you're going to get 24-hour delivery, super cheap pricing, and it makes the most sense. Now, if you're just going to be using it on a one-off time, then the good news is I have got a coupon code that you can use, which is the ECOM King, and you'll find the link in the description with the coupon code.
Now, there are two main methods that people use to promote their dropshipping products. Number one is organic marketing, which basically means you're advertising your product for completely free. You're trading your time for views or purchases. Then you've got paid traffic where you use your money to get sales. Now, although organic marketing on paper sounds good because you're not having to spend money, you're having to use your time to create videos, post them on TikTok or on Instagram. It sounds good, but the chances of you finding success are a lot smaller and a lot harder. Organic marketing back in 2020 and 2022 were amazing. We did over $3 million with organic marketing, but in 2024 and 2025, organic marketing is just taking a massive hit on the head and it's starting to slow down dramatically. And I really don't recommend organic marketing long term either because you just can't scale it. My best advice for all of you guys watching this is to actually learn how to run paid ads because it's a lot more consistent and a lot easier to use long term. Now, I'm not saying you can't do a mixture of both if you've got the time. I would just say if you could choose one, I would definitely choose paid marketing because of the consistency and you can actually scale it up. Now, if you do want to learn about organic marketing on TikTok or Instagram, I'll leave a video linked in the cheat sheet teaching you how to do it, but I just don't recommend it going into 2025. Now let's talk about paid ads. So you've got Facebook and you've got TikTok. Those are the two main platforms that you'll use to advertise your products. Now, the part that most beginners fail to understand is which platform do I use? Is it Facebook or is it TikTok? And the answer is you should try both for your product. When you test a product, there are a few things that you need to consider and take into consideration. Number one, platform. And like I just said, you need to be doing both TikTok and Facebook for at least the first 3 days. Because within the first week of you advertising these products on a paid platform, you're in what we call the testing phase, which basically means you're trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. Now, you won't know if TikTok or Facebook's better unless you try them out. Now, the second thing is budget. How much should I give to this product and when should I call it a day? Now, what I always say and what the experts have also said in these videos that I watched over the last month is you want to be giving around about $200 to $400 per product, meaning that once you've spent that money, unless you've seen good results, whether it be purchases, add to carts, or overall interest, then you either kill it or you scale it up. So for example, if you're doing both platforms, you give $200 to Facebook, $200 on TikTok. Or if you want to be aggressive, you give $100 to Facebook in the first day, $100 to TikTok in the first day. Whichever one wins, you then double down with the rest of the budget on the platform that did the best. So now you guys have understood what to take into consideration. Now we can talk about how to actually create these campaigns. Now the good news is creating Facebook campaigns, TikTok campaigns aren't that important anymore in terms of what you should add to them. It's actually the more simpler and more broad they are, the better they'll perform. Back in the day, you used to have to target, you used to have to be really careful with your audiences. Nothing is like that right now. It's actually all about what your ad and your creative is doing within the campaign. Basically, these advertisement platforms like TikTok and Facebook will prioritize what's in the video than anything else. Hence, your video needs to be extremely good. So let's talk quickly about your Facebook setup. So you want to create a campaign on Facebook. You want to do a CBO, which is campaign budget optimization. You want to create 5 ad sets. You want to change the budget to $50. If you're selling your product for over $50, you want to set the budget to $100. So whether you're under or above, that will depend on the budget. Remember, 50 or 100. Now, when you create this campaign, you want to do the manual setup. You do not want to be doing Facebook Advantage Plus. Make sure you turn that off and you do the usual setup. Then you want to call your campaign name, the product name, then test. Then in the first ad set, you're gonna call it broad, and then the countries that you're going to target. Now you wanna select your pixel, you wanna select purchase as the objective. Then you wanna select your countries. Now the countries that I'd recommend are the top 15, which is the UK, US, Australia, New Zealand, and the top European countries, which I'll leave a list of them all in the cheat sheet. Then once you've selected those countries, you wanna set the age from 21 to 65. Gender should be both unless your product is exclusively for one gender. Then you don't wanna worry about day parting or attribution. You wanna leave all of that alone. And then where it says audience or interest, you want to switch that back to the traditional version, which is the old school method, and you want to enter no audience. You're going to leave it completely broad. The only thing you're adding is countries and age groups. Then you want to go back to your ad set and call it the countries, the age group, and call it broad. Then inside of the ad level, this is where you want to upload your 5 to 10 videos. Now I'd recommend that you start with 5 first, and you want to upload those 5 videos to that one ad set. So under each ad set, you should have 5 videos, and they should be the 5 videos with the 5 different hooks. So you want to call each ad hook 1, hook 2, hook 3, hook 4, hook 5. That way you're testing under each ad set, each hook. And that's why you want to be testing these with broad markets, because you want to see what Facebook dials in on. Remember, you're letting the video do all the work for you. Now, in terms of the ad copy and the ad headline, you want to study what's already doing really well in the market through the ad library on your competitors and refigure it to match your language and the narrative that you're going for. But usually short ad copies and 4-liner headlines work the best. Then where it says product link, you're going to put the website link to your product page in there. Then you want to duplicate that ad set with 5 different ads on it 4 more times, which means you have 5 ad sets with 5 ads being hook 1, hook 2, hook 3, hook 4, and hook 5. And you want to keep everything the same, and then you want to publish that campaign. And you just want to let it run for 3 days, and you want to monitor how well the ads do. And your goal is to figure out which is the winning hook out of those 5. So that is the testing campaign method on Facebook, guys. You're trying to figure out which hook performed the best on Facebook throughout those 5 different hooks for my broad targeting. Broad targeting will allow you to figure out what the winning hook was. Now, in terms of what you should be doing after day 3 will be either scaling or killing the product, or trying the next 5 videos to see if the other 5 videos will perform better based on those 5 different hooks. But for my full Facebook ad strategy, based on my advice and the opinions of others from the last month of me watching those videos, I'll leave it in that cheat sheet. Now let's talk about setting up your TikTok ads campaign. This is very similar to Facebook. You're going to be very broad and you're going to keep it very simple. Now what you're going to do is you're going to create a CBO campaign. You're going to call it your product name, then test. Change the budget to $50. Again, if your product is over $50, then you're going to be charging $100 on the campaign. And then in the ad group level, you're going to call it broad US, and then either genders or one, depending on if your product is primarily focusing on one or the other gender. Then you're going to go to objective, which is complete payment. Then you're going to select your pixel. Then you're going to go to placements and you're going to filter it by just TikTok. You don't want the others. Then you're going to choose US as the only country that you want to target. You only want to be targeting the US. Then it will say audiences on interest. You want to leave that broad. You do not want to give TikTok any audience or any interest at this current moment. Then it's going to say day to start. You're going to set this for the next day, midnight. You want your ads to run at the same time at midnight. So put it for the next day 00, or it'd be 12:0. Either one, as long as it's the next day at midnight. Then it's going to say day parting. You're going to want to leave this alone for now. And then you're going to want to go into the ad level and you're going to want to call this test. And what you're going to do is you're going to upload your 5 videos. So you're going to have one ad group and you're going to have 5 ads under that one ad group. Now you're just going to want to make sure that when you upload your videos to the ad section that you name the file hook 1, hook 2, hook 3, hook 4, hook 5, so that you know which ones they are in the TikTok Ads Manager when you assess them a little bit later on. Now you need to create an identity, so you need to create a name and then a profile picture. I usually just use my logo from Shopify. And then where it says ad headline, I like to do a short hooky caption, which is, oh my God, did you see this? Oh my God, do you know about this? You want to use like a clickbaity headline for your TikTok ads. You don't want to be using stuff like 50% off, buy now. That doesn't really work. You want to use something that's going to really catch people off guard, like a clickbait title. Something like kids are loving these right now. That way it opens up speculation. What is that thing that they're loving? Stuff like that works really well. So now you've got your ad, you've uploaded those 5 videos, you've named them so you know which one's which. you've added your headline, you then want to make sure that you've added your website product page URL into the URL. Make sure you preview it so you know it works. Once you've done that, you just want to publish it. And just to go over that again, it's one campaign CBO, $50 or $100 if you're overselling a $50 product. Then you're going to have one ad group with a broad targeting, which is all genders, age over 18 plus. You're going to be using TikTok as the only placement. You're going to be setting your ads to midnight. And then in the ad section, you're going to have your 5 videos, one catchy clickbait hook title, and then you're going to be running your ads again for 3 days. And again, just like with Facebook, you just want to assess which video performed the best out of those 5 videos. And then after the 3rd day, you can assess whether you want to scale it, kill it, or try another 5 videos. Now, if you get a sale on Facebook or TikTok within the first 3 days of testing, that just shows that your product is really, really good. But again, if you want the full strategy for TikTok and Facebook, those will be linked in the cheat sheet. Now, with all that being said, guys, that was everything that I learned from the last month of me watching over 200 videos in the dropshipping space about how to start your own profitable dropshipping store right now and in 2025. Let me know if this video was helpful. Let me know if it condensed the info really well for you. And let me know if you've got any feedback. And make sure you guys join the vault. It's completely free. With that being said, guys, I appreciate your time. I hope you've learned a lot. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.